I'm here with my dear friend Buzz the Bee from Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. It's time for your local weather report brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Let's buzz on over now to the Main Street Media TV Weather Center.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather today.
Hey folks, I'm in for Ben Luna this morning. Taking a look at your forecast, starting with today and extending out to the week ahead. Rain just about gone right now. Maybe a couple stray sprinkles on your windshield heading into work in North Alabama this morning, but besides that, we're pretty much fine. Warming up really quick through today and really the next few days, and drought gone pretty much. I mean, there's still going to be some patchy areas, give or take, but definitely some big time improvement with that rain we've seen over the last few days. Here's your futurecast next 24 hours starting out over the next hour. And like I said, you can see just the world's strayest type showers, right? Really not that big of a deal. That trend is your friend as we head through the next 12 hours. Temperatures getting back to the 80s through today. Clouds still moving in, but really not that big of a deal on that aspect. And winds starting to shift back out of the north. And yeah, we're doing pretty much fine through tonight and into tomorrow morning. Temperatures back near 64-hour lows. And then Tuesday looking just fine with some clouds at worst. Here's your Build Your Day hourly forecast, courtesy Parks Lumber Company. You can see those lower to mid 80s kind of taking back over here as we head through today. Better shot at mid 80s in North Alabama, but lower 80s more likely in southern middle Tennessee. And especially from later this morning onwards, I think we're going to be pretty much dry with some clouds, pretty much at worst, right? Really not seeing much worse than partly to mostly cloudy skies. Only a stray sprinkle through this morning. Now, here's your temperature outlook as we approach the first day of fall. We're going to be a little above average as we continue this warm up over the next several days. We're going to be talking mid to upper 80s, holding steady through the rest of the week and probably even into next weekend as well, with basically no rain.
Thank you for that update. Tune in each day here at Mornings on Main Street for an up-to-date weather report brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. All of their contact information is right here below. Have a great day.
Good morning, Stefanie.
Good morning. Hi, kids. A hot tea, please.
Welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Monday. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Coming up, we get to share the Mount Juliet Citizen of the Month put on by Two Rivers Ford. And for this particular place employs 72 first responders and 7 administrators among 3 fire stations. They also answer an average of 5,000 calls a year. I bet you can guess who the Two Rivers Ford Citizen of the Month is. Well, it is the fire department there in Mount Juliet. We get to hear from the fire chief in just a few minutes. But first, let's get a check of our headlines.
Hello, here's the latest news and weather from Main Street Media TV. The Giles County Commission is set to fill all committee and board assignments, elect a chairman, and stream the process live on Pulaski Citizens YouTube and Facebook channels on September 16th. Hensley Park Splash Pad, a popular recreational spot in Middle Tennessee, is set to close for the season on October 21st, after a successful second season, while other park features will remain open year-round. The Spring Hill Municipal Planning Commission reviewed a concept plan for an 11.70-acre property at Duplex Road in Port Royal, proposed to host a grocery store, retail shops, a fuel center, and 2 other parcels, amid public concerns over flooding, light, and noise pollution. 5 boaters in Tennessee were arrested and charged with boating under the influence over Labor Day weekend, taking this year's total to 135, as authorities intensify efforts to curb accidents on the state's increasingly busy waters. On September 11th, numerous Lawrence County Fire and Rescue units, including the Tennessee Division of Forestry and Lawrenceburg Fire Department, tackled a large wind-driven fire in the Southeast Fire District. For more news and weather, visit us online at mainstreetmediatn.com. Thanks for watching.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
He shoots, and he scores!
Tammy, tell me a little bit about how the Citizen of the Month has been going over.
Oh my gosh, this is our second year doing it, and it's fantastic. The way that it works is people go online, the Mount Juliet Chronicle or the Wilson Post, and they nominate somebody who just does something extra in the community, charity work, works with children, works with adults, helps the poor, helps feed the homeless. And they nominate them, and we recognize them on the Two Rivers Board Park sign. And this year we're actually giving a $100 donation to the charity of their choice. So that's been really great, a blessing for us and a blessing for them.
Two Rivers Ford is an amazing sponsor of this program, and they love to donate to a charity.
Yep.
And you guys reached out to MJ for Hope.
Yep. Well, I've only been in this community working here for right at a year now, and so actually my year anniversary was last Thursday. But really I came to know MJ for Hope before that, because my first instance of being in this community and actually serving was during the tornadoes in 2020. I was then chief with Murfreesboro Fire Rescue, and very heavily involved with the mutual aid system across the state. I have been for a number of years, and so I came over as part of kind of an advanced team, seeing what the needs of the community were for mutual aid resources from everywhere in our region, from Hendersonville to Murfreesboro to Franklin to Rutherford County, Gallatin, all kinds of places sent resources into Mount Juliet and Wilson County at that time of that night in need, because a neighbor to that normally Mount Juliet would lean on, Nashville, was heavily hit by the tornadoes as well. And so we had a lot of communities coming, so I knew then, and it kind of kept up with the happenings on the tornado and their aftermath. And I know that MJ for Hope was kind of spurned from that and from the need of the community and providing help for the community. But they, unfortunately, 3 days before I started here, we had an event where Glass Creek fire happened, the apartment fire happened, and MJ for Hope, just like they did for the tornado and many, many other things, stepped up not only for the residents of Glass Creek, but for our firefighters, especially Lieutenant Kenny Hudson, who was injured in that fire very severely. They had done a tremendous amount for him and making him to where he could get back to work and easing that whole transition for him, both financially and with all kinds of other support and help. And so it was a no-brainer for us, because we're kind of attached at the hip is what I would say now. Their race last year, the 5K, we supported that with them for Kenny, because that was in support of Kenny and the Glass Creek residents, the victims of the fire. And so we supported that, and we're going to support that again this year, October the 26th, Saturday. So we want everybody to come out for their 5K at Mount Juliet Middle School, because we want everyone in their community to support them, because we're kind of built to serve this community, the city of Mount Juliet. Well, MJ for Hope is built to serve the city of Mount Juliet. That's who they primarily focus on and serve. And so it's kind of that partnership together, and it's an absolute no-brainer for us to be in unison with them and supporting them in everything that they do. It means a lot to us, because it means that it's been, I guess, known what we've been providing for the community. We're just happening up on our 11th birthday. We've not been in existence a very long time at all as far as the fire department goes, but really feel like that we've stepped up the level of service that we're providing to the community over the last few years, and that level has never been better than it is now, with the provisions of providing emergency medical services as well as fire suppression and rescue services that we do, water rescue, and of course, events like the tornado where it comes into being at such a huge level. We just very, very proud that the community recognizes that, and very honored that we are being recognized with that, because as you mentioned, it is about our personnel that are out there doing this when all the rest of us are laying in bed. They're out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, answering calls at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when you don't even think about them out answering calls in the middle of the night, whether it be a medical call or some kind of a fire or a vehicle accident or otherwise. So just very appreciative for being recognized. Drug overdoses, medical emergencies, whether it be heart attacks, falls, any kind of medical emergency, those are the most of what we encounter. I mean, about 80% of our calls are medical related in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And then, of course, with the traffic picking up around and with the interstates that we have our fair share of vehicular accidents and those kind of things that we have to be ready both for the medical aspect of that, but also potential extrication out of those vehicles and doing all those other aspects that we do on those calls as well.
When did Mount Juliet for Hope form?
We formed in 2016, and it was a beginning. It started just as an alumni. We all went to school together. Myself and 3 other business owners here in Mount Juliet literally all graduated from high school together, and a couple of our friends that we graduated with had some pretty severe illnesses, and so we literally had an alumni basketball game. And so from that, it grew into a basketball game, a golf tournament, and then when 2020, the tornadoes hit, our city didn't have a way to take in funds, and so the city leaders and management came to my office and said, hey, we need a button. Can you guys take the donations? And I got with our board and I said, can we do this? And I work with nonprofits. That's what my job is. So the tornadoes hit, I think, on Tuesday. By Thursday, Friday, we had already raised money, and we were putting checks in. We gave everyone that was hit or affected, each family $250. That Thursday, we started writing checks. So we probably helped close to 150 families. So from the tornado, it's just, we have grown from 2016. I think we've raised over close to $1.5 million now.
And it all started a bunch of kids who went to high school together. Isn't it amazing how people can see a need and somehow just fill it, and then work with a municipality that putting all of that together to work toward the good of a community. That's why Mount Juliet works.
Absolutely.
There's on our website at mjforhope.org, you can sign up to volunteer. We have volunteers for golf. We'll have volunteers come out for the 5K. The reason that we're able to do so well and give back is because everybody donates their time, donates the prizes. Houston's Meat Market does all the food, so we don't have overhead. So I don't have to pay really anything out. So what we take in, we give right back out. For instance, our golf tournament we raised $50,000 for this sweet family whose baby, as soon as she was born, had to have open heart surgery. So it's just that's what they do. Everybody shows up and donates, and so we can give back.
We always try to treat people like they are the most important person in our lives, like your daughter, your grandchild, or your spouse, or anybody, mother, father, anybody like that. That is what we try to get our personnel to focus on every time they're answering a call.
We thrive under the lights. A city of performers, putting on one heck of a show. Headlining night after night. Welcome to Smashville.
Congratulations, Fire Department of Mount Juliet. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.